Hello, students, and welcome to Biology 1409. This video will record and go over your syllabus. And once we've finished that, we will have another getting started video that you will need to continue to go over and make sure that you're aware of all of the little ins and outs of how to go through and navigate Canvas in this course. It will be a very fast-paced course, but it is very simple, and I feel like it is not very complex if you have already had some experience in the McGraw-Hill platform, so that way you can go in. There are a couple of drivers you do have to install for testing. However, they do have some really good video instructions on how to go about that process so that you can have a very smooth course. Please make sure to get those drivers installed on day one so that way you can address it with me if you need some help with IT. They may be able to help you. Honestly, the McGraw-Hill company is your best bet, and I do have that information for their IT also within the course, and we'll talk about that again in the getting started portion. So if you will, let's go to the syllabus at this point in time and we'll talk about it. So let's go ahead and share the screen with it. I'm going to show you your syllabus. Okay, so this is our syllabus that we will be covering today for the course. At this point in time, whichever course is listed up in the section, we will just make sure that you're using the correct one for the semester. This semester is going to be the wintermester course that I'm going over. However, it is the same for all semesters. You do not need Cengage Unlimited. We are using McGraw-Hill Connect for our platform for this semester. We do not have open educational resources. I do have inclusive access, so you should already have your books and have everything for day one. Your proctored exams will be proctored through McGraw-Hill as well. Your purchase of your textbook is already included in inclusive access, so you will not have to worry about that. It's already been purchased for you unless you have opted out of inclusive access. The lab, please do make sure you are able to conduct the labs. They are very simple. They are within McGraw-Hill Connect, and it shouldn't take you very long to do each of them. This is an online course. It is your second semester for biology for non-majors. I'm your instructor. My name is Mary Van Cleve, which I did not introduce myself a moment ago, so I apologize. My name is Mary Van Cleve. Student support hours. This in particular is a winter semester, but please go and see your Canvas course for the spring semesters or any semester during the fall or the spring, and your instructional support hours will be listed on those pages. The campus that I am affiliated with is the Terrell campus at 1200 East I-20 in Terrell, Texas. My instructor email address is mary.vancleve@tvcc.edu. If you would like, you can also inbox me through the Canvas inbox to be able to receive information back and forth as well. My phone number is 972-563-4921. It also goes straight to my cell phone. So if you need me for any reason, you can contact me using my instructor office phone number. Also, my cell phone number is 972-999-5952 if you need to text me for any reason to be able to get some help. Please expect 24 hours for response time within Monday through Friday and 72 hours over the weekend after Friday at 5. So this course provides a survey of biological principles with an emphasis on humans, including evolution, ecology, plant and animal diversity, and physiology. Laboratory activities reinforce a survey of biological principles with an emphasis on humans, including evolution, ecology, plant and animal diversity, and physiology. In order to complete this class, you do need a TSI complete in reading. If you need to look at the books, please access the TVCC bookstore online. And to do that, you simply click on this link. This is the bookstore. You should be able to go through and list textbooks and then search by course. So you can go through your course, your term. So this would be biology 1409. Actually, your term, hold on. Winter, let's just do the spring. It's the same mini D25. So let's go spring 26, department, biology, course section, and instructor. So see, it kind of pops them up already. So that's for the winter semester. And then once you're finished with that, all of your different courses, you can view your materials for all the courses. So here it has this listed here. Since it's instructional access, it's not showing what books you would need. Required materials, learning outcomes. Upon completion of this course, you should be able to demonstrate the mastery of the following learning outcomes. Modern evolutionary synthesis, natural selection, population genetics, micro and macro evolution, and speciation. Phylogenetic, relationships and classification schemes. Identifying major phyla of life with an emphasis on plants and animals, including the basis for classification, structural and physiological adaptations, evolutionary history, and ecological significance. Describe basic animal physiology and homeostasis as maintained by organ systems. Compare different sexual and asexual life cycles, noting their adaptive advantages. Illustrate the relationships between major geologic change, extinctions, and evolutionary trends. The lab portion will reflect and mirror the similar outcomes. They are going to add scientific reasoning, critical thinking, scientific problem solving skills, and informed decisions in the laboratory as well. Course requirements, there will be 5 lecture exams over the period of the course, including your final exam. They will account for 30% of your overall grade. 20% will be lecture homework and quizzes over each chapter and major topics covered within the course, making your lecture portion of the course 50% of your total grade. Lab assignments will be about 30% of your overall grade, which is typically 8 to 12 lab assignments. You will be tested over this material in your lab practicals, which there will be 2, which there will account for the remaining 20% of the course. So the lab overall will be 50% of your total grade. Please make sure you're doing things on time and in a timely schedule. I recommend about 10 hours per week to work on your lecture and lab materials for this course. Yes, it is a very intense course. It is a science course, which is typically going to take a little more time and consume a little more time than your typical average courses that you have. Online financial attendance. Please do make sure that you are consistently checking into your course and participating, because it does log the time that you are there. Non-participation and not completing the student success agreement on or before the census date, you will have to be dropped from the class. Proctoring test. These exams are online. However, you can still go to the testing center if you need to, due to any sort of problems with your computer or things of that nature. So I have left the proctor test information in there because of that. So there are a number of different things you can use for your online course. However, there is the Athens, Palestine, and Terrell courses that we have testing sites available. Your course schedule, please refer to your Canvas course for a detailed description of your course, and we will go through that detailed description in the Getting Started module video. Classroom policies, please make sure you're getting your work done on time. Everything should be opened on the first day of class, so you will be able to go through and complete everything in a very timely manner. So that way you can get ahead if you choose, and you can get everything completed. Please make sure that if you cannot access a computer, that you are able to get our library if it's available, or testing centers if they're available. Also, public libraries are also typically available for students that may have problems with their computers and not be able to use them. Please follow our scholastic dishonesty guidelines. Plagiarism, collusion, and cheating are included in your scholastic dishonesty policy. Plagiarism is defined as appropriating, buying, receiving as a gift, or obtaining by any means another's work and the acknowledged submission or incorporation of it in one's course work. Collusion shall be defined as the unauthorized collaboration with another person in preparing course for the fulfillment of course requirements. Cheating include, but not limited to, using or attempting to use unauthorized materials, information, or study aids in any academic exercise. TVCC expects all students to complete their work without any outside resources, unless I have specifically stated that is okay. Whenever you are using your quizzes and things of that nature, it is perfectly fine to use your notes and go through and complete your tests, your quizzes in that manner. Drop policies. Please make sure that you are attending the course, even though you are online. Make sure you're completing your work, and make sure that you are logging time into the computer in Canvas to validate that you are still participating in the course. Please contact me if you have any concerns and you are wondering about dropping the course. Most of the information here is going to be more reflective of being in campus, but we do have an advocacy center. Please do let us know if you have any concerns. Affirmative action is basically that we do not discriminate, so you can please read through that, in the Disabilities Act, as well as our campus carry, which of course is going to apply to the campus if you are on campus, criminal history, electronic communication as well. Please do understand that if you send information to me on something other than the TVCC email accounts and systems, we are not supposed to be contacting and sending information, because that is going to be in violation of our policy. Logging into eCourses, obviously, if you can watch this video, you've been able to log into your eCourse. Hopefully. If not, then you can access this by ecourses.tvcc.edu. If you're having any trouble, please let us know. I'm going to keep going through the evaluation. Please do the evaluation at the end of the semester, and I do give extra credit for that. Hopefully, they will allow you to do it. It gets kind of tricky sometimes, and And I'm not sure whenever they'll be posting those, but hopefully we'll be able to do that this semester. Here's a list of your campuses, Athens, Palestine, and Terrell. Please do make sure that you are arriving at the testing centers at the scheduled times. And you do have to schedule with your testing center as to when you can go in. And now we'll talk about scheduling with the testing center as well when we get into the getting started module. All right, so that is the syllabus. If you have any further questions about it, please do not hesitate to ask, and I will be more than happy to answer any of your questions.